Welcome, everyone, to the second game. Help me figure out why I can't hear myself. Welcome. And it is going out, but I'm not sure why I'm not hearing myself. And that sometimes is due to a button. Will you just check with your people to be sure it's going out? So we have a hit by pitch on the mound for the Blue Devils is Aaron Lewis, who just hit Jacob Hill, and that's going to bring up Cade Greer. Greer is the center fielder, and that's up high for ball one. Cool, thank you very much. So after the hit by pitch, then Jacob Hill is picked off. And 1-0 the count on Greer. There, I can hear myself, and it's still going out to them. So it's usually the push of a button. And 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the first inning of the second game. The second game, there's a ground ball at the second baseman, Basler, and he is over to Woida for the second out of the inning. The turnaround sometimes, and especially when you move all the equipment to another field, and then you have a hard time getting your information. But welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in again. This is Levi Lang, the designated hitter, and there's strike one on him. So I'll kind of get some things laid out. Again, thanks for joining. It is Northwest Mississippi Community College in this second game. And in the first game, I reported that it was a 9-inning game, and I was wrong. We actually had a 7-inning game that we won 10 runs after 5. So we will have another 7-inning game. Aaron Lewis is on the mound. Goldbeck at short, Basler at second, Mervosh at third, Woida at first, and Dirks in left, Kern in center, and Pachorik. And there's the strikeout. So hit by pitch, erased by a pickout, a ground out, and a strikeout. I'm going to take a quick break, get everything lined out. We'll go to the bottom half of the first inning in this one. Thanks for joining me. All right, Goldbeck, Basler, and Mervosh scheduled up. Jones on the mound for Northwest Mississippi, and that is taken for ball one. Thank you, Jeff, very much. the screen back behind home plate is a very loosely hung screen, and it's doubled. That makes it really hard to get the camera through. So, Marcy, sorry about that. I kind of like it up here because I'm also up away from everybody, and I can just come up and do it. There's a foul ball that just came up over the top of me, Gehrig. Thank you. Maybe I should put a glove on or something up here because, yeah, it's good, though. It's all good. 1-2 the count. Goldbeck at the plate. And there is strike 3 called. So Goldbeck is called out on strikes. That's going to bring up Basler. Basler will step in with 1 out and nobody on. For Northwest Mississippi, Craig, Greer, and Martin across the outfield. Here comes the first pitch, and that's a ball. Leatherwood, Hill, Jenkins, and Davis left to right across the infield with Jones on the mound and Ron Colley behind the plate. There's a ball to deep left field and over and back to take care of that. There's no warning track here. It's just all the way back to the fence, but Craig takes care of that. But Basler sent him all the way back to the fence for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh, the third baseman, he'll step in. Reminder that this is a 7-inning game. There's a ball headed into right field, and that's going to be right at Martin. So they hit it hard after the punch out, but come up empty. We go to the top of the second inning. We'll get some things lined out and get going. Welcome, everyone, to this one. We go to the top of the second. No score. I'll be back. All right, to the top of the second we go. Leatherwood, Martin, and Ron Colley scheduled up. One ball, one strike, the count on Leatherwood. That misses. 2-1 the count. There's a ball headed at Woida. He'll step on the bag, and the 3 unassisted out is recorded. It's going to bring up Peyton Martin. He's the right fielder. He'll step in to face Aaron Lewis. Ground ball just foul. This game will keep me a little more on my toes than the other one did. having to control the camera a little bit more. There's strike 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 0-2 the count. That's up high. Now it's 1-2. There's a swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up the catcher, Matthew Roncalli. There's a strike right through there. 0-1 the count on the catcher, Roncalli. There's a ground ball at the shortstop. Goldback's up with it and over to Woida for the 6-3 ground out. We've gone an inning and a half. No score. Stay with me. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back. All right. Here we go to the bottom of the second inning. Woida, Patterson, and Pachorik scheduled up. First pitch is up high to Woida. Woida, the first baseman. That's down low. 2-0 the count. Jones, tall righty on the mound for Northwest Mississippi. That misses a little bit inside, appeared from up here. I'm a long way away and certainly not behind home. 3-0 the count. That's up high for ball 4, so Woida with the leadoff walk here in the top of the second inning. That's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson had a home run in the first game. That ball just misses. Want to know the count on Brady Patterson. He caught the first game. He is the designated hitter in the second game. There's a ball to deep right center. And over to take care of that is the right fielder, Martin. So Martin takes care of that for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik's the right fielder. He was 1 for 3 in the first game, had a base hit and 2 RBI. Snap throw by the catcher, Ron Colley, back down to Davis. But Woida was back in safely. Little toss over to first. Nothing much going on over there. The ball headed to right field. Martin takes care of that for the second out. It's going to bring up Frankie Santiago. Santiago is catching this second game. Steps in on the left-handed side. There's a ball out into left field, and that's run down by the shortstop Hill. A nice play. He was played over toward center field, and he goes out into shallow left to take care of that. So we go to got to keep track of who my home team is. We go to the top of the third with no score. I'll be back. There's a strike called. Craig, the left fielder's up there, squares to bunt, pulls back and takes a strike. There's strike inside corner so quickly. 0-2 on Kai Craig. There's a foul ball headed up kind of up here toward me, so we'll do the 0-2 again. Craig Davison Jenkins scheduled up for Northwest Mississippi. There's hit by a pitch. Nothing you hate any more than having an 0-2 count and having a hit by a pitch. That's going to bring up Hayes Davis. He's the first baseman. He'll step in with runner at first base and nobody out. That messes up just a bit. 1-0 the count. Aaron Lewis on the mound for the Blue Devils. Pickoff attempt, safe over at first. Mervosh, Basler, Woida, 5, 4, 3, double play. That brings up Jackson Jenkins. Jenkins will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. That's down low for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Dirks, Kern, Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield. There's a strike called with Santiago behind the plate, and Aaron Lewis on the mound. Second game, Blue Devils won the first game in. There's a hit down into the corner. Extra bases for. No, single, held him to a single. Nice job into the corner by Dirks to keep that as a base hit. Nicely done. So back to the top of the order and Jacob Hill. Hill is from Byhalia, Mississippi. Throw over to first, back in safely is Jenkins. Jacob Hill was hit by a pitch to start things off and then was picked off. 2 outs, runner at first base. The shortstop Hill at the plate. He fouls that one back into the screen. Swing and a miss of that high heater. Excuse me, 0-2 the count. That's up high. 1-2 the count. Pickoff attempt back in safely is Jenkins. It's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 2 at the plate. Jacob Hill, the shortstop. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So no runs on 1 hit. We go to the bottom half of the third. No score. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the third inning. No score so far in this one. Jones back for another inning of work. Marcus Dirks, Brady Kern, and Gary Goldback scheduled up for the Blue Devils. Dirks was 3 for 4 with 3 base hits and an RBI in the first game. There's a ball right back up the middle. Might have got a little bit of the pitcher, but a base hit for Marcus Dirks. That's going to bring up Kern. Brady Kern. He was 2 for 3 with a single and a double and 2 RBI in the first game. He'll step in with a runner at first base and nobody out. There's a strike right through there. Jones with a little toss over to Davis. Back in safely is Dirks. That misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 hit by each team so far. No score. Another toss over, nothing going on. Brady Kern, the center fielder at the plate. It's low and outside. 2-1 the count. Nice job by the shortstop Hill. Grab it bare with his glove, flip it, and caught barehanded by Jenkins. And Kern is on by a fielder's choice. So back to the top of the order, and Gary Goldbeck. Goldbeck is from Kansas City, Kansas. Runner goes, and a stolen base by Brady Kern. Runner at second base now and 1 out. Goldbeck at the plate. He was called out on strikes his first time up. That's up. Oh, called a strike. I believe that's the upper limit right there. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Goldbeck at the plate. It's a ground ball at the second baseman. Jenkins is up with it and over to Davis for the 4-3 ground out. Kern moves to third base now. So 2 outs. That's going to bring up Basler. Basler is from Lansing, Kansas. Misses outside, ball 1, 1-0 the count. In the dirt, backhanded by Ron Colley. Keep Kern at third base. So 2-0 the count now on the second baseman, Peyton Basler, for the KCK Blue Devils. There's a strike right through there, inside part of the plate. That's high and or outside. So 3-1 the count on Basler. There's a strike right through there, so 3-2 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Stretch and the 3-2 by Jones. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. So the Blue Devils get a hit, but can't get him home. We go to the top of the 4th inning. No score. I'll be back. All right, Greer, Lang, and Leatherwood scheduled up for Northwest Mississippi. There's a strike called. Greer is from Olive Branch, Mississippi. That's in the dirt. 1-1 the count. No score in this one. Top of the 4th inning action. Scheduled 7-inning game. There's a ball hit it into the gap in right field. So a leadoff base hit by Cade Greer. That's going to bring up Levi Lang, the designated hitter. Lang is from Judsonia, Arkansas. Fouls that one back to the screen. Oh, 1 the count. Runner at first base is Greer, led off with the base hit. Little toss over from Lewis to Wood. Nothing going on over there. High and outside. One ball, one strike. Just misses. So 2-1 the count. Got him picked off. So Lewis with another pick off. So 2-1 the count on Lang now with 1 out. That's in the dirt. Ground ball to Mervosh. Mervosh is up with it and over to first for the 5-3 ground out. That's going to bring up Leatherwood. Leatherwood is the third baseman. He's from Collierville, Tennessee. Fouls that one back. If we have any viewers from the Mississippi team, welcome. Welcome to everyone watching. But anyone who'd like to make a donation, go to 4ts.com. There's a donation page. There's a ball off of Lewis, and that's going to be an infield hit by Leatherwood. He hit a rocket off of Aaron Lewis. If you'd like to make a donation, go to the donation page. All donations go strictly to the broadcast for all games of the KCK Blue Devils. That's going to bring up Peyton Martin. Another toss over to first base. Lewis has already picked off a couple. Martin is from Madison, Mississippi. That ball misses a little bit low, 1-0 the count. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at first base is Leatherwood. We have the 2 outs. Had a base hit by Greer, and then he was picked off, then a ground off. It's another toss over to first. Woida puts a customary tag on, but way late. Foul ball backing out of play. One and two. Dirks, Kern, Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Goldbeck, Basler, Woida across the infield, left to right. Santiago behind the plate. Aaron Lewis on the mound. That's up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Cloudy day in Millington, Tennessee. That's up high. Blue Devils won the first game 14-2 in 6 innings. 10-run rule. And foul ball into the glove of the catcher, Santiago. So a couple of base hits, but no runs for Northwest Mississippi. We go to the top of the 5th. We've made it halfway through this one already. Stay with me. We'll be back. All right, here we go to the bottom half of the 4th inning. No score in this one. Mervosh, Woida, and Patterson scheduled up. It's a ball up the middle. And a base hit for the third baseman, Jackson Mervosh. It's going to bring up Jace Woida. He's from Lincoln, Nebraska. Toss over to first, back in safely is Mervosh. Oh, and 1 the count on Jace Woida. It's outside. Mervosh is picked off at first. So Jones over to Davis for the pickoff after the leadoff base hit. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out to Woida. Ball all the way back to the screen. Woida walked his first time up. That's inside. That's down low, base on balls. It's going to bring up Brady Patterson. Patterson is from Auburn, Kansas. It's outside, 1-0 the count. Pick-off attempt again. There's a strike called. That's up high. 2-1 the count. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Woida on at first base. Mervosh led off the inning with a base hit and then was picked off. Then Woida walked. Misses outside. 3-1 the count. Fly ball to left field, taken care of by Craig. So 2 outs. It's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik is from Aurora, Colorado. There's a ball headed into left center. That's going to be extra bases. Heading for home is Wojda. And the Blue Devils get a double RBI by Pachorik. The Blue Devils take the lead. It's a foul ball back to the screen by Santiago. Oh, and 1 the count. So ground ball headed into right field. Play at the plate is safe, and Pachorik scores on the base hit to right field by Santiago. Santiago is from Calle, Puerto Rico. It's going to bring up Marcus Dirks. He had a base hit his last time up. There's a strike right through there. The ball hit it into left field. So a base hit by Dirks. Dirks is from Kansas City, Missouri, with the base hit there. Going to get a visit to the mound. Got runners at first and second, 2 runs in. Got a little book work to do. We'll take a break. I'll be back. So the visit to the mound is quick and easy. He said, hey, calm down here, keep throwing the strikes. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. It's a ground ball to the shortstop. He's up with it and pulls him off over there. See how that's going to probably be an error. We'll see how they score that. So back to the top of the order and Golbeck. Foul ball back to the screen. Golbeck has been called out on strikes and grounded out to Jenkins at second base. That's up high. So runners at first and third. Bases are loaded. Golbeck at the plate. Misses just a little bit inside. 2-1 the count. Misses inside. 3-1 the count. Blue Devils have taken a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a ball headed into left field. That's going to be taken care of by Craig. So the Blue Devils get 2 runs on 4 hits. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0. All right, here we go to the top of the 5th inning. Pitching change by the Blue Devils. Donovan Johnson from Merriam, Kansas comes in on the mound in relief. Ron Colley, Craig, and Davis scheduled up. There's a strike called by Johnson from Merriam, Kansas. Ron Colley grounded out to Goldbeck at short his last time up. That just misses, so 1-1 the count. Blue Devils 2 runs on 5 hits. The Rangers from Northwest Mississippi, no runs on 2 hits. There's a strike called, so 1-2 the count on Ron Colley. Fouled out of play. Ron Colley from Saltillo, Mississippi, unless that's Saltillo. That just misses low and outside, so 2-2 the count. Not sure if that has Saltillo or San Saltillo as the Spanish pronunciation might be. Just misses a little bit outside, so 3-2 the count. Ron Colley is the catcher. He grounded out to go back his last time out. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That's going to bring up Craig, the left fielder. Craig was hit by a pitch his first time up. The high fly ball into shallow right field. Goldbeck calling for that. Basler calling for that. And Basler takes care of it in shallow right center field. So 2 outs now. That's going to bring up Davis. Davis hit into a 5-4-3 double play in the 3rd inning. Davis is from Starkville, Mississippi. 1-1 the count on him. Blue Devils won the first game against Heartland Hawks 14-2 in 6 innings. They lead 2-0 here against Northwest Mississippi Community College. The Rangers 2-1 the count. Down low, 3-1 the count. Swing and a miss. So 3-2 the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a strikeout, and a pop out to Basler in shallow right center. Just misses for ball 4. That's going to bring up Jackson Jenkins. Jenkins is from Senatobia, Mississippi. The high chopper toward Mervosh. Mervosh is up with it and over to Woida for the 3rd out of the inning. We go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Devils leading 2-0. I'll be back. There's a strike called. Basler, Mervosh, and Woida scheduled up. Bottom of the 5th inning action. Blue Devils leading 2-0. That ball's down low. Basler's been out on a fly to left field and a strikeout. Ground ball at the first baseman, a 2-hopper. Davis secures it, steps on the bag, and Basler is out for the 1st out of the inning. That's going to bring up Mervosh. Mervosh been out on a fly to right field and had a base hit up the middle. There's strike called. 0-1 the count. On the 3rd baseman, Jackson Mervosh. That's up high. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike. That's up high. 3-1 that count on the third baseman, Mervosh. Down low. So a base on balls. 1 out walk to Mervosh. That's going to bring up Wojda. Wojda has walked twice in this one. He'll step in with 1 out and a runner at first base. Turned on that one and whizzed it right down to where Coach Billy Sharp was backpedaling a couple times. Oh, and 1 the count on the first baseman, Jace Wojda. Misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. Runner goes. Going deep. And out of here. So Wojda slaps 1 to the opposite way and goes yard with that one to give the Blue Devils 2 more on that swing by Wojda. Going to bring up Patterson. Patterson's been out on the fly ball to right and left. 0 for 2 in this one. 1-0 the count on him. There's a ball that's down in right center. Headed for 2, going to head for 3. And Patterson is in with a triple. Plug the gap in right center. Deep in right center for that one. So a 1 out triple by Patterson. That's going to bring up Pachorik. Pachorik's been out on a fly to right and had an RBI double in this one. It's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. The infield was in. Hard hit ball by Pachorik back to the pitcher for the out. So that makes 2 outs now. That's going to bring up Santiago. Santiago's popped out to the shortstop in shallow left field and has an RBI base hit. Strike called right there. Oh, and 1 the count. Fouled that into the net. The Rangers from Northwest Mississippi Community College Rangers. No runs on 2 hits. There's a high fly ball to right field. That's deep enough. It may get out of here. And it's caught at the wall by Martin. Martin stayed with it, went up against the wall, and brought that one down for the 3rd out. So the Blue Devils have 4 runs on 7 hits. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Blue Devils leading 4-0 in this one. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the top half of the sixth inning. Donovan Johnson back for another inning of work. Hill, Greer, and Lang scheduled up for the Rangers of Northwest Mississippi. Hill has been hit by a pitch and struck out. Fouls that one back to the screen. Dirks, Kern, Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, and Wojda across the infield. Santiago behind the plate, and Johnson on in relief of Lewis. That's up high. 1-1 the count. It's a ground ball up the middle for a base hit. So Hill with the base hit right back up through the box. It's going to bring up Greer. Greer's grounded out and had a base hit. Then after the base hit, he was picked off. 0-1 the count on him. Top of the sixth inning action. Blue Devils leading 4-0. Toss over to first. Nothing much going on over there. Another throw over back in safely is Hill. Hill at first. He's the shortstop for the Rangers. That's way high and inside. 1-1 the count. Down low. 2-1 the count. It's a ground ball to the Basler. I believe that'll go as an infield hit for Craig Greer. Basler went way out on the outfield grass to get to that. Runners at first and third. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Levi Lang. He struck out and grounded out to Mervosh. Blue Devils will play for the double play up the middle. And now the runner is at second base, so now the double play is off. The conventional double play anyway. There's a base hit headed into center field. So the base hit scores the run, gets the first run in for the Rangers. Makes it a 4-1 game. Going to get a visit to the mound, may get a change. We'll find out what changes are made. Stay with us, I'll be back. All right, pitching change has been made. Weston Freeze from Salina, Kansas comes on in relief for the Blue Devils. Leatherwood is up for the Rangers, and he promptly launches one into left field. So the very first pitch, an RBI base hit for Leatherwood. That brings up Martin. Martin takes strike one called. Makes the score 4-2 now. 4-2 lead for the Blue Devils. That ball's low, 1-1 the count, so still nobody out. 4 straight base hits. The first 3 off of Johnson, the 4th one off of Freeze. Bounces that one way out in front, nicely blocked by Santiago to keep the runners at first and second. 2-1 that count. Freeze on in relief of Johnson. Swing and a miss of that pitch. So 2-2 the count. Martin, the right fielder, struck out his both at-bats so far. Freeze, I think, would like to keep that going here the same. Here comes the pitch. That's down low, so 3-2 the count now. Blue Devils leading 4-2. Rangers batting here in the top of the 6th. They've put up a 2 spot so far. Nobody out. That must have been just a little bit low. That's a pretty good pitch, but a base on balls. So that's going to load the bases and bring up the catcher, Ron Colley. Ron Colley is grounded out to go back at short and struck out. Bases are loaded. Ball gets away from Santiago, but little check swing by Ron Colley ruled a strike. So the Blue Devils are playing for the double play. They'll give up the run unless it's right at somebody. There's a ball headed into center field. That's going to be taken care of. Run coming to home and the sac fly to make it a 4-3 game. So Ron Colley gets the sac fly to Kern in center field. That's going to bring up Craig. There's a ball popped up on the infield. It's going to be taken care of by the pitcher, Freeze. For the second out of the inning. So runners at first and second. 3 runs in the inning to cut the deficit to 1. That's going to bring up Hayes Davis. That's down in the dirt, blocked nicely by Santiago. Davis is hit into a 5-4-3 double play and walked. The ground ball, Mervosh is going to make an attempt on that. There's a chance that'll be scored as an infield hit. Been a tough play to make. It was a slow roller. He makes that one a lot of times, but I think it would go as an infield hit. So that's going to bring up Jenkins. Bases are loaded again, but 2 outs. That misses low, 1-0 the count. Jenkins has a base hit to left field and grounded out to Mervosh. So 4-3 the score here in the top of the sixth. That's down low again, so 2-0 the count. 3 runs on 6 hits, so that was scored an error for the Rangers. 4 runs on 7 hits and an error. That misses low and outside. So that was scored an error on the scoreboard. So 3-0 the count here. There's a strike called. 3-1 the count. Freeze trying to keep from walking the game tied. Here comes the 3-1 pitch, and that's down low, and he does just that. So that's going to tie it up. Going to get a visit to the mound, probably a change. They are going to get a change. The score is tied at 4. The Rangers of Northwest Mississippi have tied the things up with a 4 spot here. So we're tied at 4. We're going to get a pitching change. We'll get that information. We'll be back. Stay with us. We're all tied up at 4 here in the top of the 6th. All right, the pitching change has been made for the Blue Devils. Number 20, Dalton Smith from Raymore, Missouri, will come in. He will inherit the bases loaded by the Northwest Mississippi Rangers. And back to the top of the order with Jacob Hill. He started this inning off with a base hit. He'll step in after being hit by a pitch, a strikeout, and a base hit. Misses outside for ball 1. So 1-0 the count. On the shortstop, Jacob Hill. Swing and fouled that one into the glove of Santiago. So 1-1 the count. In the dirt, and that's going to be the go-ahead run scored by a wild pitch / pass ball. Runners now at second and third. There's a ball up the middle. That'll score at least one. And they're going to hold the other one. So a base hit by Hill for the RBI, and that's going to bring up Greer. So the 6-4 lead now by the Rangers. Greer has walked, had a base hit twice. So he is, not walked, he's grounded out and had 2 base hits. So 6 runs in the inning. Way inside, 1-0 the count. Runners at first and third. Runner will move up to second base, but Jenkins was not able to score on that pass ball. Excuse me. 2-0 the count. 6-4 lead now here in the top of the 6th. The Rangers have scored 6 in the inning. There's a strike. 2-1 the count. Blue Devils scored 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And the Rangers have scored 6 so far here in the 6th. That's outside, so 3-1 the count. It's outside for ball 4. So that's going to load the bases back up. It's going to bring up the designated hitter Levi Lang. Lang has struck out, grounded out, and had an RBI base hit. It was the first RBI of this inning for the Rangers. That's up high for ball 1. 1-0 the count. There's a strike right through there. 1-1 the count. That's down low, nicely blocked by Santiago. 2-1 the count. Smith needs an out here to get this inning. I have a ball out on the field in left field, so we'll wait a moment while that's retrieved. Two balls, one strike to Lang. That ball just misses. So 3-1 the count. The foul ball out of play. 3-2 the count now. It's a ground ball to Goldbeck across to Woida. Woida grabs the one hopper for the 6-3 ground out. But the Rangers put up a 6 spot, so they take a 2-run lead as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Blue Devils trail 6-4. I'll be back. All right, here we go to the the bottom of the sixth. Blue Devils trailing. Pitching change by the Rangers. That's down low. So 2-0 the count. Pitcher has never turned his to where I can see his number. Dirks, Kern, and Goldbeck scheduled up. There's a strike called. That's outside. I believe it to be Carson Fox from South Haven, Mississippi. 3-1 the count on Dirks. Dirks has 2 base hits in this one. There's a ground ball at the second baseman. He's up with it. And over to first for the out. So Dirks grounds out 4-3. That's going to bring up Brady Kern. And it is Carson Fox, freshman from South Haven, Mississippi, on the mound. There's a strike called. That's inside. Kern reached on a fielder's choice and then on an error. They didn't show the error on the board, so it could have been ruled a base hit. There's a fly ball to right field. Martin comes over to take care of that. So back to the top of the order and Goldbeck. Goldbeck has been called out on strikes, grounded out to second base, and flew out to left field. He'll step in to face Fox for the first time. That just misses. 1-0 the count. Blue Devils led this one all the way up till, from the 4th and 5th inning, and then they dropped us 6 runs, did the Rangers, to take a 6-4 lead. That's outside. So 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 7-inning scheduled game. Fox on in relief of Jones. That's outside. So 3-1 the count. On the shortstop for the Blue Devils, Gehrig Goldbeck. It's ball 4. So 2-out walk issued by Fox. That's going to bring up Basler. Basler, the second baseman, he's been out on a fly ball to left, a strikeout, and a ground out unassisted to the first baseman. Goldbeck at first, be trying to get him down to second base to get him in scoring position here with 2 outs. There's a strike right at the belt to Basler. In the dirt, blocked nicely by the catcher, Ron Colley. Blue Devils won the first game 14-2 in 6 innings. They led this one for a couple of innings, and now they trail by 2. They won the first one 14-2 in 6 innings by the run rule. That's in the dirt. So 2-1 the count now. Goldbeck with the 2-out walk. He's at first. Basler at the plate. There's a toss over. Nothing going on over there. That's up high. So 3-1 the count. There's ball 4. So a couple of outs, then a couple of walks. It's going to bring up Mervosh, but we're going to get a visit to the mound first. See if we get a pitching change. If there is, I'll bring you that information. I'll be back. Stay with us. We got a good one here. But the Blue Devils are down by 2, 7-inning game. They're down by 2 as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. I'll be back. All right, the pitching change has been made by the Rangers of Northwest Mississippi Community College. James Smith from Olive Branch, Mississippi, number 7, will take the mound. He will face Jackson Mervosh, the third baseman of the Blue Devils. Mervosh will step in with 2 outs, runners at first and second base. Mervosh has a fly out, a base hit, and a walk in this game. Low and outside for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Blue Devils trail 6-4, bottom of the 6th inning action, 7-inning scheduled game. James Smith on in relief for the Rangers. There's a ball all the way back to the screen. And Golbeck comes over to third. Basler stays at first on the wild pitch. 2-0 the count. There's a strike outside corner at the knees. Second game of the day, Blue Devils took the first one from Heartland. They trail here in the second game to the Rangers. That's low and outside, so 3-1 the count. Perfect game here in Memphis, USA Stadium. 3-1 the count on Jackson Mervosh. There's ball 4. So that loads the bases for Jace Wojda. Wojda has a couple walks and a 2-run home run in this one. Wojda at the plate. There's a strike right through there. Oh, and 1 the count on Jace Wojda. There's a ball headed deep to left, and that's out. That is out for the grand slam to put the Blue Devils in the lead. Jace Wojda rips one to the left center. And that puts the Blue Devils up 8-6. What a rip. What a shot by Wojda. So he has a 2-home run game. That brings up Patterson. Patterson out in front of that one. He's been out on a couple of fly balls and then had a triple. Check swing, couldn't help it. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. The Blue Devils give up 6 runs in the top half of the inning to go down 6-4. Then they battle back and they get the grand slam home run by Jace Wojda to take the 8-6 lead. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Blue Devils leading 8-6. I'll be back. So the pitching change is made in this one. Number 24, Caleb Reed, comes in to try and shut this one down and finish this one up. He's from Olathe, Kansas. He will face Leatherwood, Martin, and Ron Colley. So Dirks, Kern, Pachorik left to right across the outfield. Mervosh, Golbeck, Basler, and Wojda with Santiago behind the plate. And Caleb Reed comes in to try and close this one out. 7-inning game. couldn't help but swing, and he did, and ruled a strike. Leatherwood has been out on a ground ball and then had a couple of base hits, one of them for an RBI. That's outside, 1-1 the count. Misses low on the inside, so 2-1 the count. Blue Devils now with an 8-6 lead after the grand slam in the bottom half of the inning by Jace Woida. Ball 3. 3-1 the count on Leatherwood. He's the third baseman. The ball headed into right field and took a couple steps back, did Pachorik, but he reversed his direction and got back in, made a sliding catch to get that first out. That's a big out right there in the inning. Scheduled 7-inning game here. 1 out now. That's going to bring up Martin. Martin has struck out twice and walked once. Caleb Reed on in relief. Lewis started it, then Johnson, then Freeze, then Smith. Now Reed trying to close it out here in the top of the 7th. Not sure where that ball missed, but ruled a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Swing and a miss of that pitch. 1-2 the count now. It's outside. 2-2 the count. Excuse me. Starting to get a bit chilly up here. The hands are cold, the throat's cold. But I love what we're doing here. Thanks for watching. Comes the 2-2. There's low and outside, ball 3. And off the base of the wall is Peyton Martin, the right fielder, with a double. So that's going to bring up Ron Colley. Ron Colley has grounded out once, struck out once, and been out on a fly to center field. That just misses. 1-0 the count. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 on. It's outside. 2-1 the count. Two and one the count. Misses outside. It's close. 3-1 the count. That's ball 4. So runners at first and second get a visit to the mound. The Blue Devils lead by 2. Top of the 7th inning. 7 inning scheduled game. 1 out. Runners at first and second. So the go-ahead run is at the plate. The tying run is at first. I'll take a break. We'll be back. All right, runners at first and second. Craig at the plate. Runners at first and second, 1 out. The Rangers trail the Blue Devils 8-6 here in the top of the 7th, 7 inning scheduled game. That just misses the inside. Craig has been hit by a pitch, popped out to the second baseman Basler and to the pitcher Freeze. His last at bat. There's a foul ball that's going to be out of play over behind us. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Just misses a little bit outside. 2-1 the count. Runners at first and second. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dirks, Kern, Pachorik across the outfield. Mervosh, Gobeck, Basler, White across the infield. Santiago behind the plate. Caleb Reed on the mound. Here comes the 2-2. It's a high fly ball to left field. To take care of that does Dirks for the second out of the inning. So that's going to bring up Davis. Excuse me, we're going to have a pinch hitter. John Blockman from Batesville, Mississippi will pinch hit. Two out, swings at the first pitch, way out in front of that off-speed offering. So down to the last out are the Rangers of Northwest Mississippi Community College. There's strike 2, so down to the last strike for the time being. Blue Devils lead 8-6. The Rangers of Northwest Mississippi have runners at first and second. Tying run at first. 2 strikes. Just misses a little bit outside. 1-2 the count. Comes the stretch and the 1-2 from Reed. And a swing and a miss. So Reed comes in, gets the job done. The Blue Devils win the second game of the day, 8-6 on that strikeout. A back and forth game. The Rangers took the lead in the 6th, and then the Blue Devils took it back in the bottom of the 6th, and then they get the outs in the 7th inning to win this one. Thank you, everyone, for watching and listening. One reminder, if you'd like to donate to the broadcast, go to 4ts.com. There's a donation page. All donations made go to the broadcast for Blue Devils baseball. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Good luck and safety to all players going home, those that are traveling long and far and those traveling short. I'll see you next time. Thank you.